Well, let's see if I've fixed this to my satisfaction. As I just mentioned in a previous video, this Park Row pen has been the barrel and body of it, section and feed, had been used along with the nib that came in this pen, have been put together in a Frankenpen, which you now see here. So let's see if it works. No. Try it again. Why didn't it want to work? It's alive. It's alive. It's alive. It does work. Before I made this little video, this is where I keep my little shellac in this bottle. And I use the shellac to glue the sack on the pen. And I dipped this into the shellac rather than into the ink, so I had to get my time machine turned on and go back in time and fix it. Now I had to clean out all the old shellac, and I think I haven't quite done it yet, but I'll have to take this apart before everything seizes up, clean it all out. But anyway, when it is cleaned out, it will work pretty well, I think. Just again, for you folks that are new to this, new to me and new to Frankenpenning, I use the nibs that come on these Victorian era dip pens, 14 karat gold nibs, to do calligraphy. And I do calligraphy at my desk. And I always dip, even though it can hold ink. It has a sack and I can fill it up with ink. I find that for me, I want to have the confidence that I'm not going to run out, because it's not so much run out of ink, it's that the ink flow keeps up with the pen. I end up really writing very fast and making a very thick downstroke, and I want to just make sure that I will not run out of ink in the middle of it. So even though I can fill it with ink, and if I wrote very slowly, it would be fine, but I don't write slow, I write fast. So I need to dip it. Now, this nib, as I predicted, might have some issues with it, which is why it's skipping. I wasn't positive that this was even a gold nib when I saw it, and they're not marked in the same way that older pens were marked, and this one, if it is only marked with the word special. Isn't that special? Well, that's all it says. It's not marked W.S. Hicks and Company, New York, 14 karat. It doesn't have any of the normal markings. So I think this is probably, the dip pen was probably made by some fly-by-night company. And I think the gold content of it is not great, which is why it's sort of tarnished like this. But it writes pretty darn well, even if with those flaws, except for its skipping. And again, that might be my shellacking it by mistake, dipping it into the shellac. So I will put this down and pick up a different pen right now and write with that. This pen, it's another dip pen I bought. Soaking it here. I'm soaking this part. The donor, in this case, the donor barrel is going to be a Wall Eversharp, and is this the right one? This is swimming in this thing. This isn't right. No, that's not right. Must have another one in here. There it is. This is the right one. This is still tight, but this is going to have this dip pen in it, and this is a gold dip pen from the Victorian era. And once I think if I don't shove this in very far, shove it in just at the very end, I think I'm not deforming the nib enough to cause it trauma or to cause problems with it writing. And there's enough space between the cap and the top of the cap that I can screw it tightly without the nib hitting. This pen, as you can see, has had trauma to it. So it's a pen that a collector isn't going to really want for their collection, but it's going to work perfectly well for me or for another calligrapher with this nib in it. So, and I could put a wall ever sharp nib in it, and it would be perfectly fine too. But again, it's these dip pen nibs that I really find quite fun to write with. But let me just talk about this pen here that was owned by A.E. Baxter. And I love, this again is a pen that makes me smile. Me. Not you, not you, not you. Probably no one else on the planet will like this pen. I like it because the engraver has the same problems that I have. Spacing lettering. A, E, B, A, X. Oh, God damn it. T-E-R. So the T-E-R part is scrunched. It's like that cartoon that you saw, think. T-H-I-N, and then the K is tiny in the sign, because they can't fit it in. They didn't plan it out. And that's exactly what happened here. A.E. Baxter. And these sorts of things, just, it's fine if you do it on a piece of paper, you throw the paper away. Here, you're sort of screwed. You took someone's pen that they paid good money for, $10 or something like that in 1920 something or other. Well, that's a lot of money. And you hope that they didn't notice that it's badly spaced. Can see that. Here you go. A.E. Baxter. It's scrunched together. There's another pen I'm bidding on right now. The last name is Davis, and it's in script. I don't know if I'm going to get it, but maybe I already bought it. I can't remember. But it's D-A-V-I. There's a little loop on the V. This nib is not working. It will work better, I promise you, when I fix it. D-A-V-I, and the engraver went like this and realized, oh shit, god damn it, that's supposed to be an I. So, he made the S over here, but it's clearly he made a mistake. That is not supposed to be there. And that will bother me more than this one, though they're equally. They make me smile both. This one is more just a spelling error, where this is a graphic design error. Anyway, I've talked enough this morning, haven't I, kitty? I guess the cat is finally asleep. He's not hitting me with his tail, saying, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up. Can't you see I'm sleeping? Well, why are you sleeping where I happen to be working and yammering away, kitty? There's a comfy pillow, a couch, a bed, all sorts of places for you to sleep. But no. So This pen nib, I think, will be quite lovely. Sometimes this one is pretty broad. That was what. I mean, it's not delicate. It's not fine. This I would use for certain kinds of lettering. You know, this is probably no different than a normal fountain pen nib. It doesn't really necessarily do anything different than a fountain pen nib would do. But anyway, it'll fit in this pen what no one but me likes. Even A.E. Baxter probably didn't like it. Well, no, they probably liked it. I'm lying. A.E. Baxter. Sorry about that.